Good morning, my dearest educator. Hope you had a fantastic day. My name is Abdelatif Adedeji, popular known as the Growth Mind Educator. I'm an education technology expert. I train schools and their teachers on how they can make use of technology to improve teaching and learning. And I'm glad, delighted, grateful, and super excited to be here this morning. Today is the first day of the first month of the 2022. Okay, so I'm really glad and delighted to be doing this. So this is a goal setting masterclass for educators. So in this video, it's a three-part video, and in the first part, which is this video, I'm going to be showing you how to audit your 2021. The first step to setting new goals for a new year is to audit the past year. Okay, so you have to evaluate yourself of the past year goal. You don't just go out there and just set another goal. You are not like other people. You're not the type of people that will just come. I'll be coming every single year with new year resolution. No, you have to be intentional about your goals. You have to check, what do I do wrong in the last year? How am I going to do better in the next year? Okay, so just like yesterday was Friday, today was Saturday. Is there any difference? No. I slept around to 12 yesterday. I wake up around to 4 this morning. Was it? Is there any difference there? No. There is no difference in the atmosphere. There is no difference in the world. The difference is our perception. And the same way, just like 1 plus 1 is equals to 2 yesterday, yesterday, just like 5 hours ago. It's not even up to 5 hours ago. 1 plus 1 this morning also will be equals to 2. So what that means is that for you to get something more than you get last night, which was 2021, you have to do something different. You have to do something better in 2022. Okay, that's why you have to take your goals seriously. So before you set your goals, you can't afford to set your goals the way you always set it. That's if you are even used to setting goals. But if you're not used to setting goals, this is the best year for you to start. Okay, and it's not too late already. Start. You are going to set your goals today. Yeah, promise me that if you're not going to set your goal, please just drop this video and go and do something else. Yeah, go and do something else. I'm putting so much things, so much energy into this video for you to be wasted, for you to just watch it like that and then don't do anything about it. My desire in this 2022, I've been telling people to see more educators come up, to see more educators grow up, to see more educators transcend the limitations of their classroom, transcend the limitation of being a teacher. Like my boss always say, Coach Kazim always say, no, don't let what you do define you, define what you do. Be more than a teacher. That's so there's that circle, there's that box that people has put us in. Immediately you said you're a teacher, or that you put yourself in, immediately you take the role of a teacher. But I want to see more teachers break out of that box. I have broken out of that box. I have broken out of the box. I'm not just a normal teacher, and that's why I can be here doing this morning. So I also want you to achieve the same thing. Okay, now let's get into it. So remember, the first step to setting your goals, the first thing to set your goal before you even set your goal at all is to audit your 2021. How are we going to audit it? I'll take you through that. So I'm going to share this. I've mentioned his name. I always mention his name. He said an unaudited life is a carefree life. That's Coach Kazima Bolore. So an unaudited life is a carefree, and you can't afford to be carefree. There's a saying that say if you're casual about your life, you end up with casualty. 2022 is a year of intentionality. It's a year of being serious. It's a year of knowing where you're going. It's a year of focus. It's a year that you can't afford to do normal, to be normal. You can't afford to just do things anyhow. The year you can't afford to just let things come out the way it's come out, like anything goes for you. No, this is 2022. You got to do something different. One of those things is that you got to audit your life. You got to evaluate your life. Is it going to be easy? No, you're going to realize some shocking facts. But you have to be able to stand up to your fears. That fear, most of the things that people we run away from, which is actually understandable, is that we are afraid of what people are going to say about us. But guess what? When you start answering the question that follows, you realize that you even fear yourself. You even fear your own judgment. You don't want even yourself to judge you. But guess what? You must take responsibility. You are the one that lived 2021. So you have to know, what do you do different? Because if you don't know where you are, how can you get to where you are going? Just like the last time I attended an event in Lagos, the man made an example. He said, if you want to travel to London, and you call the airline and tell them, I want to go to London. Okay, that's where you are going. Okay, the first thing the person will ask, anywhere in the world, first thing they ask, where are you coming from? That means, where are you right now? That's it. So if you don't audit your 2021, you can't even know where you are. How can you expect to get to where you are going? No, you won't get there because you don't even know where you are. So the first thing is decide know where you are, then you now decide where you're going, and then you map out a plan to get you there. So we are going to Lagos now, and then you are in Ibadan, you know, okay, yes, I'm going to go to Wogan, I'm going to go to Challenge, I'm going to go to this place to go and board a bus or a car going to Lagos. That's it. But if you don't know where you are, you can't even know where to go and get the bus. You will just be perambulating. And that's another thing most differentiate in 2022. There's a difference between motion and progress. You can be running in circles and you're not progressing. You can be going and coming back, going and coming back. You are moving. You're using your energy. People see you moving, but that's not progress. So in 2022, you focus more on progress than motion. Okay, so let's move on. So remember, an unaudited life is a carefree life. So you audit your life so that you can be able to know what to do better and what to leave behind you as 2021 has gone. All right, so how do you do that? So reflecting on 2021, first thing is be true to yourself. What do I mean by true to yourself? You're going to be answering 20 questions after this slide. I'm going to explain how to answer the questions to you. So you have to be true to yourself. You have to know that you are the judge, you are the jury, you are the prosecutor, you are the police officer. What else? You are your lawyer. Okay, you're the one that will bail you out. You're the one that will put you in jail. No one is going to come and punish you. I'm the one telling you this. I've done this for myself. I can't come and punish you. Okay, but you have to be true with yourself. You have to be very sincere. It's very, very important for you to be able to achieve your goal in 2022, to even be able to set the right goals. So you have to be sincere with yourself. I'm not asking you to send it to me. Just answer the question in your own book and actually know where you are and know where you're going. Okay, so it's very, very important. Be true to yourself. And next thing, take responsibility. Know that whatever happened, whatever your answer to the question is, it comes from you. You are the one that make it happen that way, and for you to change, it's also in your hand. Okay, so you have to take complete responsibility. I know there are some other factors that affect your performance, that cause your something, but those are that they are secondary. The primary gritty, or yeah, the, how should I put it, I mean the primary criminal, if you want to call it, as I was saying. So the primary person in this crime, if it's a crime for you, is you. So you have to take complete responsibility. And why are you taking responsibility is that because if you blame other people, if you blame a person, if you said a person is what actually, or a particular thing is what make you do what you do in 2021, guess what? For things to change, that person must change. But guess what? You can't change anybody, you can only change yourself. So you have to take complete responsibility for the way your 2021 goes, for the way your 2021 went. Rather. Okay? Then you have to understand that 2022 is in your hand. So you have to understand that while you are the one that caused 2021 to be how it is, you have the complete power and control to decide how 2022 is going to go. It's completely in your hand. Today is 1-1. It's a blank page. No one come with a written something. It's a blank page. You have a blank paper in your hand. You are the one that will write how you want your life to be. And the blank paper is in your hand. The pen, the pencil is in your hand. So you're the one that will write what you want and what you need, what you want to do with your life 2022. You are the one that will do that. Okay? So that is it. And it's very, very important that you know that it is in your hand. It's up to you. If it's going to be, it's up to you. It's what you do that will happen. As I said earlier, you can't change anybody. The only person you can change is you. The only person you can influence is you. The only person you can control is you. So you have to take complete responsibility for that. If you don't, your life will remain the same. You may even have a worse year than you have in 2021. So you have to take responsibility. You have to know that 2022 is completely in your hand, not anybody. You have to decide. You have to know what you're going to do differently so that you can get a better result in 2022. Now let's get into it, the 20 questions. Now 20 questions, 20 reflective questions you must answer sincerely before you set your goals for 2022. So these are 20 questions you should answer. They might seem long, but they are very important for you. I'm going to be explaining them very short, very quickly, explaining them one by one. So the first one is, what are the things you said you would do that you did? That's very straightforward. So in 2021, just like now you want to set your goals, there are some things you said you're going to do in 2021. So which of them were you able to do? Okay, which of them are you able to do? So you write it down. Okay, please get a paper and do this. You can pause this video and get a paper and a pen, and then pause the video at interval, answer the question. Don't go and come back. Don't go. Second thing, what are the things you said you will not do that you did? So when you also set your goals, there are some things, there are some maybe habits, there are some things that you said, I'm not going to be doing this thing again. I'm not going to do this in 2022. But in 2021, but you still find yourself doing it. Maybe you said you're not going to be watching too much movie. You're not going to watch movie as you watch it in 2021. But guess what? You still do it. Okay? Maybe you said you're not going to be abusing people, then you still do it. Maybe you say you're not going to be procrastinating, but you still do it. Write it down. It's very, very important so that you can know what to do differently in 2022 again. Now, 3. What are the things you said you would do that you did not do? There's something also that you said you're going to do that you write in your list. There are some that you did not do there. Write it down. Okay? Write it down. What are the things you said you are going to do in 2021 that you are not able to do, maybe for reason or not? Then number 4 said, why didn't you do them? So now this is now where you have to answer yourself. You said, why don't you do them? Don't run away from it. Don't shy away from it. It might be okay. So don't shy away from it. Answer that question sincerely. Why don't you do them? Why didn't you do them? Answer it. Identify the reasons. Is it because you procrastinate a lot? Is it because you're not in the right network? Is it because you don't have the right information? Is it because you don't make decision promptly, or what? The 5th question: what are the 3 defining moments of 2021 for you, and what they taught you? Okay, so this is very, very important. What are the things? What are the moments that you have that actually reset, that just change your perception about life? That make you realize some things, that make you see some things you don't see before, that give you some courage. What are the things that you do that even you don't consider you can do before, but they actually change the direction of your life? They actually show you, they give you more direction. Okay, they give you more sense of direction in your life. So what are the 3 things that you did, and then what did they taught you? Yeah, what lesson do you learn from them? Okay, let's move on. What are the things that brought you joy? What are the things you do in 2021 that really give you joy, that makes you happy? Because you also want to know what makes you happy, so you can do more of it in 2020 or 2022. Yes. So what are the things? And combined with that, also you can also identify things that make you sad also. Okay, so that you can know how to run away, for how to avoid it in 2022. Then number 7, what are the things that stretch you? Okay, so things that stretch you are things that you do that make you grow, things that you don't normally do before, but then you try it, and then it's use your energy. I mean, it really give you have some challenges doing it, but it actually make you learn, it make you grow. Okay, it push you out of your comfort zones. That's what they mean. What are the things that push you out of your comfort zone? Then what are the things that stress you out? So what are the things that actually stress you? What are the things that make you feel bad? What are the things that reduce your productivity level? What are the things that make you feel depressed, frustrated, all this negative feeling? That's things that stress you out. Maybe it might be from you, it might be from the people around you. So you have to identify it so that you can be able to plan ahead, plan to counter attack them, okay, in 2022, because you can't do much when you are stressed out negatively. Okay, you can go on with things that stretch you, but you have to drop what stress you. You have to drop them. They shouldn't enter the 2022 with you. Now, what new things did you try? What new things? What are the things that you did not even think you can do that you tried in 2022, 2021? What are the new things that you tried in 2021? That's another one. Now, what are you most proud of this year? What are the things you do that you are most proud of? Okay, one of the things I'm most proud of is that I organized 2 masterclasses in 2 cities. I organized some virtual summits. I organized the Indispensable Educator Summit. I organized the holiday trainings, the 5 days training that we had in August. Virtual summit we had in November. And then what's it called? I organized 2 virtual masterclasses and 2 physical training in December in Lagos and Ogun State. It's something I'm very proud of. I meet some people. I meet Coach Edwin Ejowo. It's something I'm very proud of in 2022. Okay, in 2021. So what are the things that you are proud of? Write it down. Yes, you also need to prime yourself. How should I put it? You also need to praise yourself. You also need to celebrate yourself. So know things that you're proud of. Okay, now what do you know about yourself that you don't know a year ago? So what are the things that you have come to know about yourself? What are the things that you have come to know about yourself that you don't actually know a year ago? Like me, one of the things I've come to know is that I like traveling. Like I can travel for Africa. I like traveling. Like I can't even count the number of times I've traveled in this year. I've traveled last year. So what are the things you know about yourself right now, but you don't know last year? It's also very, very important. Now, what are the things you spend enough time doing? So what are the things that you said you're going to do that you spend enough time? Is it reading? These are positive things. Or is it reading? Is it it may be even negative. Anyhow, just know that you spend a moderately enough time. I mean, you spend the right time that you ought to spend with it on it. Okay, what are the things you didn't spend enough time doing? So maybe what are the things that you ought to do, but you not do them as often as you ought to do them? Maybe you ought to read a book per month, but you not read a book per month. So that means you not spend enough time doing that. Okay, so you have to identify that. Now, what are the things you didn't spend enough time doing? Okay, so I've talked about that. Then what are the things you spend too much time doing? Is it watching television? Is it sleeping? Is it eating? Is it talking? Is it strolling on social media? So all those things that waste your time, all those non-productive things, all those active, and you have to understand there's a difference between activity and productivity. Activity is anything you do. Just what I'm doing right now is activity, but it becomes productivity when it produces results. Okay, when it produces what? Results. So when you watch this now and you get value from it, that's productivity. That's products. Okay. So then when you do something where you just sit down and talk about Nigeria, complain about things that are good and things that are bad, gossip, working on social media, strolling through from morning to night. Those are not things you ought to be doing. You shouldn't do that in 2022. So those are examples of things that you may have spent too much time on doing. Okay, what risk you took that paid off? So what's that particular thing? What's that particular risk? What's that thing that's very what's that decision that you make that's very, very hard to make? But even after making it, you actually see the results, you see the benefit of making it. Okay. All right, so let's move on. What are the biggest challenges you had and what they taught you? What are the biggest challenges that you have in 2021? 2021, yeah. What are the things? What are the biggest problems that you surmounted in 2021? And what did they teach you? Yes, they should teach you something. See, in every problem, there's a blessing and there's a lesson. Yes, in every challenge, there's a blessing, there's a lesson. You grow, you grow. Okay, you don't just go through it. You also grow through it, and then you also learn some things from it. What are the things you still do in the dark? What I mean by this is not actually negative things. Though if you have negative things, you have to stop that. I don't mean bad things, but I mean things that you don't have the courage to share to people. It is, excuse me, it's a very good thing, but most of us, in most cases, we are very shy of putting out our achievements. We're feeling like we're trying to feel unnecessarily humbled. No, it's not humbleness, it's lack of confidence. So you're the one that do it, you teach people, you teach 50 people how to make 100,000 naira a month, and they make it. Shout about it, make news about it, attend the training. That's what I told my participant of my training yesterday when I give them the certificates for their training. Tell them, make news about it, let people know that you're doing something. So what are the things that you still, what are the area of your life? It's not that maybe you share your personal life outside with people or you do, but things that you actually do, it's good, people will actually like it, but you're thinking of, what will people think? Will people think I'm showing off? No, it's not showing off. It's called showing up. It's not showing off. It's called showing up. Okay, so identify those things that you still do in the dark. Now, three, what are the things you will do less of in 2022? What are the things you will do less of in 2022? Okay, what are the things you will do less of in 2022? So you have to identify them. What are the things you will do more of in 2022? You will start doing them more. And also, what are the things you're going to start doing in 2022? You are not doing them before, start doing it. What are the things you do less of? You are doing it right now, but you want to reduce. Maybe it's sleeping, maybe it's watching movie, all those, if it's eating. What are the things you're going to do more? You're doing it right now. Maybe you're reading books, you're paying for trainings, you're attending courses, you are putting out content on Facebook. So you want to do more of it. Now, what are the things you will stop doing? Pata pata. 2022. What are the things you will stop? Like you don't want to do them in 2022 at all. Identify them. So that's the end of this. Okay. I hope you learned something. I hope you gained so much from this video. Okay. Please watch the video. Answer all the questions before you move on to the second video. In the second video, which is the part 2, I'm going to be showing you how to set your goals. Okay, how do you set your goals for the new year? All right, thank you so much and have a fantastic day ahead. Have a fantastic year. I'm going to see you at the top because that's where I'm going to be.